That was me sipping on a Sprite from Wendy's that I just got on my way home from work. It's pretty good, not gonna lie. Just my right amount of ice in there, so it's like not too carbonated. So you can actually, if you're a little thirsty, you can kind of sling it a little bit. But that is not here. That is not. Ooh, I'm already messing up. One take though. One take. No, we gotta keep it. We gotta keep it organic. Keep it organic. That is not what brings me to this microphone at this very odd hour of the night. Today we are talking about actually. So before I just felt motivated to just get behind this microphone and talk about a topic that I don't know, just kind of, and I don't know if called it annoyed me or bothered me. I don't know what it was. I don't know exactly what you would describe it as, but it did something to me. So just recently, everyone knows about the famous literally honestly veteran to the game, veteran to YouTube probably in general, Angry Joe. You know what I'm saying? Big reviewer. He does his trope or his thing he does. He does reviews in the same jacket and t-shirt for like 10 years straight. And he like does it behind a green screen. And he's kind of an innovator with that, with the green screen and kind of making skits, to start his reviews off. I don't really know. I think that's kind of what separates him. He's very angry. He yells a lot, and you done fucked it up for games that are bad. That's like his thing. And I've been watching him. Shit, how long is YouTube? YouTube has got to be like 10 years plus. I've been watching him, I think, since I've been in high school. I'm about to be 30 years old. I've been watching Angry Joe for a very long time. I fell off. I'm not saying I watch him often. I think the last review I watched from him was Starfield, which I actually agree with a lot of stuff he said on that review. I beat that game and it was not my favorite, to say the least. But it wasn't a bad game, but it just, underwhelming. But he always does this thing. He praises the game heavy, or if he doesn't like it, he completely dumps on it. That's fine. But what kind of threw me off is that he recently reviewed Dragon Age Veilguard, and that is the game that I am currently playing through. My most recent Western RPG. It's a RPG kind of in the high fantasy realm of BioWare's, creative catalog, and it has been a very I hate when I use words that I don't know the exact meaning of, but I'm gonna do it because I'm bold like that. Very divisive game. It's like a game that like most people very much like they don't like the game, but every now and then you'll find somebody like deep within the woods of the game. I think IGN like gave it like a 9 out of 10, and like I watched another reviewer. They might have fixed that, by the way. I don't know. They might have came in with something different. Maybe after people really got on their ass about it. But also, I seen another like an independent YouTuber who also sang its praises. But for the most part, unanimously, it is a game that is not very much liked by the public, by just the general consumer. And before I even continue further with this discussion, I want to put in some quick disclaimers. First off, I did not watch the Angry Joe review of Dragon Age Veilguard, which I know is weird because I'm making like a video. Like basically his review kind of inspired this video, but it's not because of what he said, just of what his score was. So almost like the score, we'll get to that point. But anyway, the reason I didn't watch his review is because I just don't want to get spoiled. Like, I mean, even though after playing Dragon Age Veilguard, it's not nothing I'm going to trip out over. If I did get something spoiled, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, I'm looking forward to that. But I'm just in the middle of playing it right now. And I think that would just really destroy my motivation to beat the game if I know exactly what's going to happen. And with that being said, that my second disclaimer is I only have 28 hours logged into the game, according to Steam. So I have not beaten the game either. So this is not a let's talk about, it's not a review. Like, no, I'm currently in the process of playing Dragon Age Veilguard. The reason why I'm making this video is because of not of the Angry Joe video, just of I seen a thumbnail where he gave the final review of Dragon Age a 3 out of 10. And that got under my skin a little bit because 3 out of 10 is being a little dramatic. Like, I don't know if that's like, maybe him trying to get clicks or like him really hitting the game hard, because people have pretty much said this game has ruined the Dragon Age franchise because of how safe it is or whatever the case might be. But, people have been pooping on it, but he was the first one to really give it like a real, like, unacceptable. This game is unacceptable, and gave it a 3 out of 10. Now, the reason why that score bothers me, and I think it's very dramatic, because I think anything under the score, I think number scores are dumb to start, not gonna lie, but if you are gonna put it on a number scale, I think anything below 5 is pretty much unplayable. And from like 4, 3, 2 to 1, like the lower you go, just pretty much puts on the scale how unplayable it is. So when you give a game like Dragon Age Veilguard a 3 out of 10, and I'm playing it currently, I'm like, yo, the game, don't get me wrong, Dragon Age it's going to be a forgettable BioWare title. I can't see it winning many accolades. I can't see it going down as like, you're probably going to have your somebody anomaly who like legitimately loves this game. And I'm sure there are people out there who love this game. I would not doubt that at all. Or, you're going to have your people 5, 6 years down the line who are going to be like, Dragon Age Veilguard was actually the best BioWare game ever. Like, people are going to, eventually try to like twist it around. But as of right now, playing the game is pretty much definition of mid. Like, it's just a game that is just going to come and go. But 3 out of 10 is insane. Like, this game gives me more of 6 score out of 10. Like if you had to give it like a alphabetical grade, like in school, it would be a D, which a D is still passing, but it's not good. And if I being generous, you give it a C, which is like okay, like it works. Okay, but like C is the highest score I would give this game. No, excuse me, not C. 70, a 7 out of 10 be the highest score I give it. So far, I have not beat the game yet, disclaimer. But after playing it, the highest score I would give it, if I had to give a score, would be a 7, and the lowest would be a 5. A 3 is insane. Okay. I'm gonna list a couple things that kind of pop in my head, just like what makes the game not good. And this is me, not a review. This is me just popping off the top, like what I thinks that makes the game not. It's not ever compatible with anything above a 7. The game just feels super safe. And what I mean by that, like, it's not moving the needle forward. Like, I really feel like games like Cyberpunk, before we got amnesia and forgot the games were released completely broken. But that's okay. Now the game works. That's okay. We can have amnesia. I know Cyberpunk is not like the standard of Western RPGs, first-person Western RPGs, but we can't forget that shit literally released like it was like a crime almost how bad that game released on consoles especially. But but now the game is great, feels good, and it's okay. We can forget that part. We can sweep that underneath the rug. But like Cyberpunk was kind of moving the needle forward when it came down to Western RPGs, as far as dialogue options, as far as like universe, everything. The game, like you get into Cyberpunk, and it's the immersion throughout, just immersed. Like you just love it there. You love Night City. Like if you get a decent PC and you just walk or drive through Night City, see all the different brands and neon lights and everything. It has an interesting lore behind it too, but it's a good game. It was a universe that is not very old, and it's created, and you just wanna be there. You wanna look up what these gangs did and what's up with these cybernetic corporations and this corporation war between these two big corpos in the universe, and Militech and the other ones. Literally, I haven't played Cyberpunk in a minute, but the other ones freaking brushing is slipping my mind. Then you got these Night City legends and all type of stuff. all type of stuff. And then you got Western RPGs like The Witcher, which is a little older, and I'm talking about specifically Witcher 3, but it just, even though it wasn't as free as the third one I'm going to mention, the one I think that really moved the needle, but it was just storytelling in another universe that's incredible with rich lore based off books, all types of stuff. Witcher's another one I can think of, and the biggest one I can think of a RPG or a CRPG that did not play it safe and moved the needle forward, and honestly, I believe should have set the industry standard for RPGs moving forward in a new generation, is Baldur's Gate 3. I mean, Baldur's Gate 3, it's not even, I mean, I can make a whole video in itself why Baldur's Gate 3 should be the new industry standard of how RPGs should be conducted. But so, of course, when you go through, think about games like that, and then you come across Dragon Age Veilguard, it's just like, it just plays. It's not moving the needle back per se. Or if you want to look at it as like the game does feel like kind of outdated, maybe as far as like dialogue and everything. But it just kind of keeps it in a very stagnant line. Like it just is nothing. There's no risk being took. You can't really be like. There's just everything is kind of just hunky dory and very happy. Another con that I got from playing this game, a vibe that I got, is just the game feels, and people, I'm not the first one to say this, nor will I be the last. Like, this is kind of something that's very common criticism of this game. The game feels childish, but it's not a game for children, if that makes sense. Like, the game feels childish. It feels Disney-esque, feels Pixar-esque, and it's not for that. Like, a lot of things that happen in this game feel kind of out of place. Like, for example, like you'll come across like a devastated town or a devastated village, or so, like almost like I forgot where I was at in the game, but it's like I can't point a time where like there was like a mass pileup of bodies, and there was like blood on the ground. There's like, there's not, I'm gonna say gore, but there's clearly like blood and gore on the ground, and it just felt like, whoa, this game is rated M. Holy shit, I kind of forgot. Like, I could have swore this game was rated T. Aside from your occasional somebody saying shit or damn, it doesn't give me, like, for example, like The Witcher. That game clearly is a rated M game. That game is made for adults. That game has a mature theme to it. And it's hard, you can't really compare Witcher to Dragon Age, which is like kind of, I mean, they're both high fantasy, but it's different tiers. But even still, like, if you play Witcher and you come across like a mass pileup of bodies, or like bodies and flies buzzing around, and it's like, it doesn't feel out of place. Whereas in this game, it's kind of like, oh shit, yeah, this game is rated M. There are people that this is like real death in this game. That's kind of, oh yeah. Another thing too, like, I mean, a big thing in Western RPGs is like romancing. Like, that's like every single RPG that I listed: Baldur's Gate, Cyberpunk, Witcher, and Mass Effect, even in the BioWare universe, previous Dragon Age games, like it's just a Western RPG theme now, that like every Western RPG has, for the most part, some type of romance option. Like, you come across an NPC in the game, and then maybe you find the one you like the most, and you either hump them or you're married. Whatever you do, there's a romance option. And in this game, I'm just like, dude, when I was like looking at the description, or like the just basically like the rating, when I read all like the disclaimers of like what makes the game mature, so I can't think about what it's actually called at the moment. I saw nudity, and I was like, there's no way this game actually has nudity. Like, if there's like, I haven't beat it yet, disclaimer, but there's like a nude romance scene in this game, it's going to feel so out of place. It's going to feel so, it kind of reminds me of not Dragon Age, BioWare. Why am I saying BioWare? One take. You already know I do. One take. Mass Effect Andromeda, where like the game kind of had like no type of like sexual theme. And then I remember at the very, like, towards the end of the game, you could romance one of the characters. And it was like kind of rather graphic. And it was kind of like, what the fuck? Like why? Like I mean, this is cool. I guess that we're like this game is like mature enough to allow humping, but like why? Like this is like it had like ass physics, which was like what the fuck? Ass physics? There's like nothing that hinted towards it being this type of game, and now I'm looking at this my character Ryder literally smack one of the characters' ass, and the ass jiggled a little bit, and I was like, what? And there's like a full blown nude sex scene in the game, and I'm like, that just feels out of place. Same thing. If there's like a nude sex scene in this game, I'm going to literally probably be like, yo. Like, I'm in that thing too. Like, the characters, okay, I ain't gonna lie to you. If you are trying to romance Bellara or Harding, like the dwarf, or the like, I don't know, anime elf, you might need to be on a list somewhere. Cause those two characters remind me so much of just little girls, like they're children. Like Harding, the way she fucking talks, it's like a little girl, and I get it. Like that kind of brings me around to like where the writing is. That's okay. I guess I spoiled it. The worst thing about the game is the writing and the dialogue. Yes, for sure. But like to go back to kind of spinning around, like Harding and I think that's her name. I don't know why I'm like not confident that's her name. I'm very positive that is the character's name. One take, you already know. One take, one take. Let me look her up. Yeah, Harding, Bella, and Bellara. Okay, I was right. Had to fact check myself, like I know what I'm talking about here in a way. But with that being said, yes, like Harding is like a she gives me like little girl vibes, and so does Bellara. And like Harding, I get her. She's like the the thick John, the dwarf. She got. And like, a lot of people be like looking at her like, oh yeah, got a little tater thought. That's awesome, but she reminds me of a kid. So with Bellara. I think the only romance option that makes you kind of normal is if you romance Nev. And I haven't yet, but Nev is the only one that gives me like semi-grown woman vibes. Like, I'm like, okay, she at least kind of acts like a grown woman. Like, Bellara is like kind of the real child. Like, she's like childish, like, super happy-go-lucky. Like, I call her an anime elf. She's an elf, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe like if you're like big in like anime or so, I don't know. I'm probably ignorant saying that, but like maybe you like Bellara. And Harding, she talks like the way she talks is like a little kid. Like the dialogue is really bad with those two to me. So, like I said, the game is not like a good game. I'm not here trying to defend Dragon Age, but get back to my original point, saying that it is a 3 out of 10 is kind of insane. It's kind of insane. And I'm going to try not to make this video too long because I'm already at like 18 minutes because I don't know when to shut the hell up. But the reason why I don't think the game is a 3 out of 10 is like, first of all, the number one reason why it's not a 3 out of 10, the game works. It works. Like, it works actually well out the gate. According to like some standards of the game, like a lot of games nowadays, Cyberpunk, were released and they either don't work well or don't work at all. And like this game, I played it like out the gate on PC, and it's well optimized for the PC. Which a lot of games like this, a lot of times aren't well optimized. They may play well on consoles, but then it comes on a PC, and then something about them, they're just not optimized well. This game is optimized well for the PC. I really have not. I may have come across one game-breaking glitch. I don't know if one of my quests, I won't say game-breaking, but one of my quests are broke. I have this one quest where I just won't trigger to the next. I can't get the next objective done, which that might be a problem. But other than that, like, no, like everything's working fine. And the game looks good. I mean, the game does have like that kind of very safe and clean graphic settings. Like everything looks clean. It's almost like if like a character was splashed in blood, that blood will look very clean. It's like this very, like I said, Pixar-esque like vibe to it. Kind of like a Disney vibe, but at the same time, you can't deny it looks like the hair looks good. And me talking from a pretty like, I mean, I don't have like a strong PC, but my PC is probably but it's not a weak PC. So let's say that it's not a weak PC. I don't got like a freaking 4090 build. You know what I'm saying? Basically like a NASA build. No, but like my PC is above average. Like it's a good PC. But with that being said, like, no, it looks good. It looks good. And the combat in the game, the combat is pretty mid. I will say that. And I heard somebody make this point, I can't remember, but somebody called it like MMOS combat. It does kind of give me a vibe of like this game, which I heard this game was actually supposed to be like a games of service before they made like a full blown. If this game was previously a games of service, 100% makes sense. It gives games of service type of action or like MMO. Like it doesn't feel like a single player. Like the gameplay itself kind of feels like MMO-ish or games of service is esque. But yeah, the one thing that I have heard this in many, like not too many reviews, but many discussions about the game is that the enemies, they basically lower your difficulty damn near to one above or easy because the enemies become extremely spongy. And that is something I have most definitely noticed. That is probably one of the biggest problems in the game with combat is that if you are like, I was playing it like mid tier to like higher difficulty and I had to lower it because I was legitimately like, holy shit. I am taking so long to kill a regular, just like a regular schmegler enemy, not even considering like the bosses in the game, just a regular enemy was taking me so long to kill. And that was a problem. That is also, I'll say, a con. But like I said, this is me speaking from somebody who has not beat the game yet. But all I'm trying to say is that the game basically being looked at as a 3 out of 10 is just dramatic. It's just dramatic. And I get it if you were a Dragon Age fan prior to this, and you know this game really did take a 180 with the original fan base. Yes, I agree that why you don't like the game. I've only beaten one Dragon Age game, and that was 10 years ago, and it was Inquisition. I beat it like when I was in high school, I think. So like, you know, and I do want to go back and play the old Dragon Age games just to like get a vibe of like what was it like before and how badly it did switch up a little bit. But with that being said, no, the game is not a 3 out of 10. That's insane. A 3 out of 10, I get it as being a hot take and I get that's your own opinion, but I feel like as a reviewer, like you kind of like, this is like a big reason why I picked the game up to even start playing it, because this game you can most definitely wait. Most definitely wait. Actually, I would recommend highly that you wait on like a serious sale. Like, I mean, I bought this game for either 60 or 70. I think it's 60 on Steam. No. If anything, buy it half off or like $25. Like $25, I think is a 25 bucks. This is a pretty good game. You can work with that. If you're bored, you know, you want to go back, you got to put the empty your backlog, whatever. But yeah, 60 is insane. It's not really worth 60 bucks. I will tell you that. But with that being said, it's like, no, it's just not a 3 out of 10. And like I said, I picked it up because I want to make this opinion myself. I want to get this opinion on my own. Because if you don't play this game at all and you come in with the expectation that's a 3 out of 10, this game will actually become a better game than it probably actually is, because you're going to be expecting something so trash and you're going to be like, oh, it's not trash. It's just mid. Oh, okay, I can enjoy this. Because I'm not going to lie, I watched one person review, and I don't even remember. I watched Skill Up review before I actually bought the game, and I kind of like skimmed through his review. But it set my expectations so low. I thought this game was going to be legitly garbage fire, like terrible. And then, so when I got the game, I was like, oh, it's not that bad. I mean, it's not great or like even like super good, but it's not like that bad. I mean, it's still playable. It's very playable. So yeah, I could probably go on for so long. Well, how long have we been going? I'm already at 25 minutes. I just can't. Even when I make a quick video, I can't. I just can't shut the hell up. Always, this is why when you get no script, you end up talking way longer than you want because you just have so many things just pop in your head as you're speaking. But yeah, like I was saying, like okay, Dragon Age, like I said, basically this is me without beating the game. Once again, I'm just claiming that. Yeah, just if you like BioWare games and you're not like looking for something to really push the needle, nothing evolutionary or like, you don't really mind cheesy dialogue, then like wait for a sale. You can still, this game is still playable. It's not a 3 out of 10. Like that's insanity. And I will say that you can probably knock that score down a little bit. Maybe it's like a 5 if you are a big Dragon Age fan. Because then yeah, you might feel a type of way. Me, I think I disclaimed in my previous video, I'm not the biggest Dragon Age fan. I'm not the biggest fan of the universe. I just always prefer Mass Effect, and Dragon Age really never really spoke to me. But also with that being said, I never really gave it a giant chance. This is like the first Dragon Age game I played through in probably 10 years. And it just wasn't. I mean, I'm not saying I'm having a blast, but I mean, I'm enjoying myself. It's not that bad. I'm getting through the game. I can put hours on hours into it, so it's not that bad. But yeah, this is your boy Sir Nevils, and my whole point in making this video is just sometimes maybe it's good to just kind of do your own research and play something for yourself, because if you listen to a lot of these top reviewers, they've been doing it for a long time. They have a lot of credibility in the game. Sometimes they might lead you a little astray to think that something's worse than what it is. Because at the end of the day, like I said, it wasn't that bad. But yeah, once again, yeah, it's the boy Sir Nevils, just chit chatting about nonsense. I'm not doing a review, but still talking about bullcrap for far too long. And yeah, hope everyone has a good night or evening or morning, depending on when you listen to this, if you ever do. And yeah, hope everything goes well. But yeah, it's your boy. We headed out. Peace.